Hey y'all, so today I'm making a barbecue pulled pork pizza. It makes 4 servings and has 4.8 net carbs per serving, 274 calories, 19.8 grams of fat, 16.5 grams of protein, 6.6 grams of carbs, and 1.8 grams of fiber. Okay, so to make the crust, it says to put the mozzarella and cream cheese in a large microwave safe bowl. I don't have a microwave, so we're going to be doing this on the stove top. So we need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella. I usually shred my own mozzarella, but I got this big bag. We're going to say that's 2 cups. It might be a little more, but who cares if it's a little more, right? You want 2 ounces of cream cheese. All right, I'm gonna move y'all over to my stove. If you have a microwave, you can do this in the microwave. The cookbook says microwave for 90 seconds, stirring every 30 seconds. Remove from the microwave, stir until it's melted and smooth. All right, we're gonna turn it kind of on medium low, and we're gonna get it heated up and melted a little bit. While that's heating up, I'm getting the rest of my ingredients together. So this is 3/4 a cup of finely ground almond flour. We got 1 egg. We need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm gonna mix it right here. Place it on top of that flour. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Once the mozzarella and the cream cheese is melted together, we're gonna add the almond flour, egg, and baking powder. It doesn't say add the garlic powder, but we're adding the garlic powder too to make the dough. And it says you need to heat it for 10 seconds in the microwave once all this is added. So I'm just going to add it to my pot with the cheese and stuff and do it on the stove. Okay, let's get the cream cheese and mozzarella mixed in good. This is my first time doing this crust, so hopefully it turns out okay. We're going to add in all of our dry ingredients. And we need to add the egg. Okay, it says to microwave for 10 seconds and stir again. You want to get everything good and combined. It's hard to do. Probably need my blending fork. And that's probably why it says microwave for 10 seconds. We'll stick it back on the stove for a few seconds. But let me use this blending fork, see if that does better. Now, I would have kept it on the stove, but I didn't want it too hot to where the egg cooked before we got it good and mixed together. But you put it on the heat for just a few seconds because it'll melt that cheese up a little bit and make it easier to mix everything together. Sorry about the back and forth, y'all. I don't want to keep it on the stove too long because I don't want it to get too hot. Yeah, it's getting into a dough form. Let's see what it says next. I'm going to take it out of this pot and put it in a bowl. Because this pot's going to retain heat and I want it to turn into a dough. And I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on my hands. And that'll keep it from sticking to your hands. And I'm going to mix this up with my hands. Okay, so now we're going to stick it in the fridge for 10 minutes. And we'll put it in the fridge for 10 minutes and be back in a few. I'm going to preheat the oven to 425. It's almost been 10 minutes, so we'll start with the crust here in a second. All right, I've got this out of the fridge. The next step is to roll it in between 2 pieces of parchment paper. Now, I'm not sure. It's supposed to be 1/4 of an inch thick. I may need a bigger pan. I may need a bigger pan than that pizza pan. We'll have to see. Let me get my rolling pin. That is about 1/4 of an inch. I may just use one of my skillets. Because as you can see, lift that up so y'all can see. I don't know. That might work. Nah, it's a little too big. We're going to put this up. We're going to get a skillet. Okay, I sprayed it with some avocado oil. This may tell you to keep it in the parchment paper. I don't know. But we're going to try it like this. I could pull it out of here and re-roll it, but I'm not going to. We're going to stick it in the oven like this and go ahead and let it bake. You have to pre-bake it for a few minutes. I'm not following instructions at all. It says, we'll see how mine turns out. It says, okay, use a rolling pin to roll the dough to about 1/4 of an inch thickness in your desired shape. Remove the top sheet of the parchment paper, leaving the crust on the bottom sheet of parchment paper. Transfer it into a pizza pan or a baking sheet. Well, I took the parchment paper off, so we'll see how bad it sticks. We're going to get a fork, poke some holes in it. And then we're going to bake it for 10 minutes. Okay, now it says to poke the air bubbles to release the air. And then we're going to stick it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Make sure that's right. Yeah, 10 minutes. And then once we take it out of the oven the next time, we'll go ahead and put our toppings on it. I cook up pulled pork in the crock pot. Then I pull it and I place it into individual packs in the freezer. So this is what's thawed out. I'm not sure if I'm going to need 1 or 2 packs, so we'll see. But this way I always have pulled pork on hand for any recipes I want to make, or if I just need a quick dinner or lunch, I can just pull out a pack of pulled pork and stick it in the oven and heat it up. And it's already done. I'm going to be using this barbecue sauce. It is very good. I love this stuff. That looks like a pizza crust, don't it, y'all? Okay. It says a 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce. That barbecue sauce smells good. All right, so I got a combination of mozzarella and cheddar. It calls for just mozzarella. All right, let's do a pulled pork. Yeah, we're only need 1 pack of pulled pork, so I'm going to leave this other out. We may want some dip later. Or we may have some pulled pork wraps or something tomorrow. We got shake some Parmesan on there. Have these crushed red pepper flakes I make from my garden. These are from my chili peppers. Or I'll sprinkle some of these on here. Okay, we're gonna stick it in the oven until the cheese is melted. Probably about 10 more minutes. Here's what the one in the cookbook looks like. She's got a perfectly oval crust. Mine's not as perfect, but I think mine's gonna be good. Okay, here is the pizza, y'all. Now the question's gonna be if it's gonna stick to my skillet, seeing as how it said I was supposed to leave parchment paper under the bottom. All right, you didn't need parchment paper under it. So you can do it in a skillet without parchment paper, for those who are wondering. If you have a well-seasoned skillet, that is. If your skillet's not well-seasoned, don't worry with it. Here is my pizza. It looks a little dark around the edges, but other than that, it looks pretty good. And if this is 4 servings, I guess you can have 2 pieces each. Although I'm not cutting it evenly. I never do. Looks pretty good. The crust seems to hold up pretty good. Let me get our fine china. Nothing like a Dixie plate. Do you want 2 pieces?
Okay, so this is my second piece, and I really like the flavor. The crust is really good. The barbecue is but the pizza itself is just so good. The crust is excellent.
Do you think you would prefer it with the Alfredo sauce and pepperoni and maybe some sausage or meat lovers pizza?
I would prefer it with an Alfredo sauce instead of the barbecue sauce, and I would like to try that. Then I would like to try it with the Alfredo sauce and mozzarella or
Oh, you want the Alfredo sauce with the pulled pork?
Yeah, I think that would be good. I think it would be better without the cheddar. And I love cheddar is my favorite cheese, bar none. But the Alfredo sauce and I'm not a big barbecue sauce on pizza fan, but this is really good. Because I think it's because the crust is so good. The crust, you said there's some cheese baked into the crust, Parmesan or something?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella, yeah, the crust is excellent. I think having more mozzarella or more Parmesan instead of the cheddar with an Alfredo sauce instead of the barbecue sauce. The only thing I would definitely change is the Alfredo instead of barbecue, but this is really good and the crust is excellent. I love the crust. So 2 thumbs up and drool worthy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you have it, keto barbecue pulled pork pizza. And I agree with Steve that the crust is really good. I love barbecue sauce on pizza, but I knew it wasn't going to be Steve's favorite. He loves Alfredo on pizzas. That's just his favorite sauce. So I will be definitely making this again, and I'll probably do half barbecue and half Alfredo sauce for Steve. Thanks for sticking with me on my first attempt to make this recipe. Next time, I will also brush some garlic butter over the crust before adding the toppings. Don't forget to check back on Friday when I give the details for cast iron giveaway number 4. Thanks so much for watching, and y'all have a very blessed week.